the tiny Hetzer, the mighty Jagdtiger, and the fearsome Jagdpanther. Any ground battles buff knows that German tank destroyers go hard. Some of them have guns with extreme destructive capabilities, some bear exceptionally thick armor, and some get the best of both worlds. Today, we're taking a look at the German SPGs from the very bottom to the very top of the tech tree. Broadly speaking, there are two distinct types: lightly armored tank destroyers and heavily armored vehicles that perform pretty much like tanks. The Panzerjäger 1 belongs to the first group. Its armor can barely protect you from machine gun fire, and even the lightest of aircraft can send it back to the hangar with a single burst. On the other hand, it is very well armed. Its quick-firing 47mm gun can pierce most opponents right through the front. Keep in mind that your rounds aren't big on explosive filler, so you might have to double tap. Then we have the excellent Sturmpanzer II, armed with a fearsome 150mm cannon. Of course, with a caliber like that, there is a price to pay. It takes a lot of time to reload. Its ballistics are rather tricky, and its elevation angles are rather limited, but, and that's a big but, this gun also comes with an HE shell that ranked third on our list of the best ammo in the game. Almost 9 kilos of explosive matter are a serious threat to even the top MBTs. Other vehicles? Easy pickings. Then we've a couple of Marder 3 choices. They don't have much armor, but they're long-barreled guns that pack quite a punch, making this well-known SPG a threat to even the heaviest of tanks. Furthermore, the gun on the H variant can go down 9 degrees, allowing for a very varied tactical approach to combat. The 88mm Flak 37 is a vehicle built for sniping. It can eliminate literally any target, regardless of its armor, with a single shot. Moreover, the turret is capable of 360 degrees of rather slow traverse, meaning that the Flak 37 can target enemies coming from the rear and get away from return fire by simply driving away. At the same time, its gun has limited elevation, and the vehicle is pretty slow overall. A unique take on the tank destroyer formula comes in the form of two Pumas, the premium third modification and the rare gift fourth variant. The former is equipped with a 75mm gun, punchy enough to deal with the early World War II era tanks, and the latter is equipped with the legendary 75mm Pak 40 cannon. Pumas are best when flanking or mounting lightning-quick attacks, and severely lacking in the armor department. The third era gives us the Dicker Max, the Störer Emil, and the Nashorn, the first two being experimental vehicles, and the latter a production tank destroyer. All three got their share of combat, though. These three vehicles are pretty similar design-wise: a lightly armored hull with an open top and a powerful armament. The Nashorn boasts an 88mm gun, the Max carries a 105mm gun, and the Emil is equipped with a 128mm cannon, like the one found on the Maus or the Jagdtiger. All three are purebred long-range fighters, not meant for any CQC. They're simply too vulnerable and slow for that. On the other hand, guns of the Emil and the Max have a depression angle of -15 degrees. These are the figures you rarely see. The cannon of the Nashorn isn't as great when it comes to gun depression, but it has the fastest fire rate among the three. A VFW, a rare event SPAA vehicle among the ranks of tank destroyers. It has a unique feature. Its side skirts can go up to provide additional protection, or down to get the most out of your fire rate and firepower. A 4-second reload on an 88mm gun is nothing to be sneezed at, even on a vehicle with distinctly AA elevation angles. The Boffin Praga by Steyr and Krupp is the last wartime tank destroyer found in this tech branch. It has a punchy 88mm gun like the Nashorn, and is as slow as the Nashorn. But on the flip side, it also comes with good elevation angles and 360 degrees traverse. Neat. The last 3 vehicles in this branch are post-war tank destroyers by Hanomag and Henschel. Built around the same platform, they're equipped with drastically different weapons. The Kanonen Jagdpanzer IV-5 is the first vehicle you see. It's armed with a 90mm cannon with access to high-penetrating heat and powerful Hesh rounds. Then there are a couple of Raketen Jagdpanzer variants with ATGMs, the SS-11 on the earlier modification and the extremely powerful Hot missiles on the second one. By the way, even though all 3 come with proper roofs, they don't have much armor. Even autocannons have no difficulty piercing their front armor. That's why you have to rely on staying mobile and making good use of your firepower. Well, that's it for lightly armored SPGs. Now it's time to move on to tank destroyers with heavy armor. Let's start with the Stug 3A. Yeah, is very square. That's the classic uncompromising German engineering for you. 50mm of armor can take a few hits to the LFP and, if you're angling the vehicle slightly, even bounce an occasional shell hitting the hull. You have a decent 75mm gun, excellent mobility, but a very vulnerable hull overall, and a very tightly packed configuration. The Stug 3A can be sent to the hangar with a single unlucky shot, and the weak spots to the left and the right to the cannon can be pierced even with a shell fired by a light tank, if it's hitting the vehicle at the right angle. Then we have the Stool 42, and 2 other variants of the Panzer III. Just like the Stug 3, number 42 is built around the Panzer III platform. Its selling points are 80mm of armor protecting its hull and excellent rounds with 200 grams of explosive matter. When fired from its 105mm cannon, they have enough destructive power to one-shot many enemies. The F and G variations come with the new long-barrel 75mm cannons. The G modification is also protected by 80mm of steel. The premium Panzerwerfer doesn't come equipped with a conventional cannon. It has a multiple rocket launcher instead. It's capable of showering an enemy with explosions in a matter of seconds, creating a massive firestorm at the point of impact. Just be wary of limited elevation angles and weak armor. Next up is the Hetzer, a tiny but a well-armored SPG. This vehicle is easy to hide behind natural cover, which makes it perfect for setting ambushes and catching enemy off guard. Only the most vigilant of tankers could spot a well-positioned Hetzer. Others would meet their doom. The Jagdpanther IV, just like the Hetzer, is somewhat small and well protected. Thanks to its powerful rounds, Jagdpanzers can make short work of most enemies while tanking a few shots themselves. The premium Panzer IV 70A is the only one here that's sticking out both literally and figuratively. Its high profile makes it stand out in any environment, and it comes with weaker armor overall. On the other hand, it has the same cannon as its elder brother while sitting at a lower BR. Yet another premium vehicle is the legendary Sturmpanzer IV Brummbär, armed with a massive 150mm gun. In combat, it plays pretty much like the Sturmpanzer II, if it had somewhat decent armor, that is. Nice sloping armor, excellent mobility, a legendary Pak-43 cannon, just like on the Königstiger. Here comes the Jagdpanther. The vehicles of the Fourth Era face serious difficulties trying to penetrate its front defenses, and as firepower rivals even that one of post-war vehicles, it's worth mentioning that there's a premium version of this same tank destroyer with slightly different looks. Now, a few words about the Ferdinand, a heavily armored SPG built on the chassis of one of the Tiger's experimental choices. Your crew is protected from enemy fire by 200 millimeters of steel, allowing them to survive many a nasty encounter. All the while, a Jagdpanther-type cannon dishes out punishment. The Ferdinand is no Jagdpanther, though, when it comes to speed. This massive SPG can't change its position as quickly or as easily. At the same time, thanks to its excellent petrol-electric transmission, designed by Ferdinand Porsche, this tank destroyer can reach the speed of almost 30 kilometers per hour in reverse, a rare feat for a vehicle of this class. The Jagdtiger, one of the most well-armored tank destroyers in the game. Not every tank can boast the achievement of penetrating the defenses of a Jagdtiger. And then you have to survive a return shot from a 128mm cannon as well. All in all, Jagdtiger performs really well, both in defense and in offense. Well, that's it for today. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Which German tank destroyer is your favorite? Share your war stories, and if there is a type of vehicle that you'd like to see discussed in this video, like this, tell us as well, please. We do read all the comments, after all.